In this video, I'm going to show you how to take your Logitech Options Plus software and kick it up a notch with some custom application assignments. Stick around. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. It's a quick video today, and not much to cover beforehand aside from making sure that your Logitech Options software is installed, and then of course making sure that your devices are connected to that software, both of which, if you want to check out a video for that, I will go ahead and post that up in the top right hand corner on that card there, and you can check that out before you continue with this video. So with that being said and that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump over to the computer and I'll show you how to add these custom apps. As usual, to get started, open up your Logitech Options software. In this case, we are going to be demonstrating this on the Options Plus. If you're running the older software, everything functions almost the same, but there might be some UI differences that you might encounter. So once you've got your software open, go ahead and click on your device. If you are on the older software, this next step, you may need to come up here and select the choose or set up specific applications. But up here in the top right-hand corner, we have the ability to add specific applications. So if we actually remove this custom settings here, we're going to click on Add Application, and you can see that it's going to list all of the software or applications that you have installed on your machine. Like I said, if you're on the older software, you may need to toggle this switch in order to see or be able to select these applications. So from here, we're actually going to select Adobe Photoshop. Now, the thing is with these applications is not every single application on your machine is going to have the ability to utilize the mouse the way that things like Adobe Photoshop or Premiere or even Google Chrome, those all have custom settings that you'll have to install probably some plugins. So you may end up getting like a UAC prompt and then configure the device in order to use some of these settings. So I'm going to go ahead and discard that. I'm going to add it one more time. Adobe Photoshop. You can actually go in and add multiples at the exact same time, which is really nice. So let's actually do Google Chrome as well. And then we're going to go ahead and click on Confirm. Like I said, you might have a little UAC that says it needs to install some plugins. Click Yes, and then click on Continue when you get the device configured. From here, you can select which application you're customizing. We're actually going to do Photoshop in today's example. You can see that we have everything preset, and you can change these as you need to. The brush size, if we bring up Photoshop, you can see that the scroll wheel, the side scroll wheel, is going to change the brush size, which I don't really care to have that. I would actually like to have this maybe zoom in and out. So we're going to go ahead and open up the Options software. We're going to select on that scroll wheel assignment, and under the recommended are all of the shortcuts or things that are specific or recommended for the Photoshop application. We're going to choose the Photoshop Zoom. Everything's a live update, so once you've selected it in there, you can click out of it, it saves it, and if we go back to Photoshop, you can see that we have a zoom capability using that scroll wheel. If we go back and change that to the brush size, go back, you can see that it changes the brush size back. Now, the other thing that I want to do is set up to where the gestures, which is the thumb and then moving the mouse left, right, up or down or whatever, is going to swap between these two projects. So if we go into the Logitech Options, we're actually going to select on the gestures capability. Let's actually move this back to zoom. Select the gestures, and under the gestures, we're actually going to drop this down to the custom, and that's going to leave everything blank. Now the gestures isn't assigned. There's nothing that it can do. So we're actually going to start by the click option, which is pressing down. And I like to have this switch the application. So when I press it, it does this type of motion. Now the next thing is on the left, I want these, if I'm pushing this button down and swiping the mouse to the left, I want that to go to the previous tab or the previous document. And then same thing with the right. If I click on the right one, I want this to go to the next tab or the document if I press that. So we've got those saved. We've got the switch application. We've got previous and next tab or document. So if we click out of that to save those, going back to Photoshop, if I press and hold that thumb button down and swipe left or right, you can see that it's going to swipe or switch between those two projects to make it really easy if you need to bounce between the two to check whatever it is that you're setting. Like I said, this is all going to be trial and error depending on how your workflow is, what applications you have set up. Now, of course, if you ever need to remove an application, you just hover over it and you can click the little X up in the top right corner. It'll say remove this is permanent. So if you do this by accident, there's no way to recover those settings. So make sure that when you're doing this that you are ready to remove them. So we'll just click on remove. Now, another cool thing about this software is if you're using a dual operating system where you have Windows or maybe a Mac and you end up creating and signing into an account on that software, it enables the cloud save capability where if you set up a command or an application on one, it should automatically sync over and adapt to the other operating. So makes things really nice. It helps with kind of like a seamless transition if you're using both of those operating systems, and certainly probably one of the favorite features that I like about that software. So that's gonna wrap up this week's video. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I hope you liked it, you got something out of it. If you did, of course, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Those three things certainly help us grow our channel. If you're still having some issues, reach out down in the comments below and I'll answer those as soon as I can. If you guys want to check out some other videos related to the Logitech Options Plus or the Flow software, I will leave a couple of those over on the right-hand side for you. But other than that, thanks again for watching and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.